Welcome everyone to the Ordinary Council meeting of the 15th of November 2022. Members of the public gallery should note that the Council records and publishes Council meetings via YouTube to enhance the accessibility of Council meetings to the broader Wellington community. These recordings are also archived and may be published on Council's website for viewing by the public or used for publicity or information purposes. At the appropriate times during the meeting, members of the gallery may address the Council, at which time their image, comments or submissions will be recorded. Members of the public who are not in attendance at the Council meeting but wish to communicate with the Council via the online web form should lodge their questions or comments early in the meeting to ensure that their submissions can be dealt with at the end of the meeting. Please could gallery visitors, councillors and those invited online attendees ensure that mobile phones and other electronic devices are turned off or in silent mode for the duration of the meeting. Could we all stand for the acknowledgement of the country? We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Gunai people, and pay respects to the elders past and present. Almighty God, we ask your blessing upon the Wellington Shire Council, its councillors, officers, staff and their families. We pray for your guidance in our decisions so that the true good of the Wellington Shire Council may result to the benefit of all residents and community groups. Amen. Please sit down. We have two apologies. Councillor Crosley and Councillor Mackenzie are on approved leave. Do we have any declarations of conflicts of interest? Councillor Marr.
I wish to declare I have a conflict of interest for item 18.1, the glass and mixed recycling processing tender. Thank you,
Councillor Marr. Is there any other conflicts of interest? No. Okay. Can we have someone to move item 3.1, adoption of minutes of the previous council meeting? Councillor Wood.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council adopt the minutes and resolutions of the ordinary council meeting of the 2nd of November 2022.
And seconded by Councillor Marr. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Happy with that, Councillor Wood? Item 4, business arising from previous minutes, there are none. Item 5, acceptance of late or urgent items, there are none. Item 6, notices of motion, there are none. Item 7, receiving petitions or joint letters, there are none. Item 8, invited addresses, presentations or acknowledgements. Any councillors have any before I have a couple? No? Okay. I just had a couple I'd like to recognise. I was invited, luckily, along to the Sale City Band official 150 years of being in operation, or 151 years now. Amazing for a community band to be formed for that many years. We worked out with the president of the Victorian Bands Association that they would be in the top 3 oldest bands in Victoria for how long they have actually been going. So a real credit to a community band that have been going for so long. So congratulations. I was also invited to go along to the CFA District 10 emergency medal presentation for the fires in 1920. I'll explain a couple of things. So we were awarded a certificate of appreciation awarded to the Wellington Shire Council. Thank you to the Wellington Shire Council's emergency management team during the 1920 bushfires. The joint planning and management of the local fire risks in our communities is very much appreciated, along with the sustained provision of relief and recovery efforts for our community. So I'd like to present that to the CEO to put in our pool table area. I'd like to also do a few comments on that. So we were not that affected with the bushfires that happened in 1920, but East Gippsland was. When we have 1920, did I say? Yes, you said 1920. Oh, yeah, 1920, yes. 2020. The fires were just before Christmas when they started in 2019, is that what you mean? And 2020 they went through to when they were extinguished. So the 1920 period.
Oh, 1920.
It's 19, thank you, Clem, 19/20 years. They went over the 2 years. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So it's really good when we help other shires out. So even though East Gippsland really copped it, we did send officers down there for extended periods to help out their tired staff. So it's really good that we all band together and help rival shires out. So congratulations to our team. It was also good to see with the event that I attended how the CFA actually acknowledged the volunteers. So what they did in our CFA District 10 is each brigade, so say if you volunteered for your brigade and went up and fought the fires, your name was called up onto stage and you were presented with a medal, and each of your brigade that went up there did the same, and then we acknowledged each brigade separately. And I thought it was fantastic to see that the CFA with their volunteers that risked their lives went forward and actually did that recognition. So congratulations to the CFA for recognising the volunteers, and it was a great event, and they've done that in each of their different districts that actually did help with that horrific fire event. So it was fantastic to see that recognition. Item 9, questions on notice. I believe we have none. Item 10.1, Mayor and Council's Report, October 2022. Do we assign to move that, please? Councillor Wood.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that the Mayor and Councillors' Report be noted.
And do I have someone to second that? Councillor Tatterson. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Wood.
Thank you, Mayor. It was a fairly busy month for Mayor and Councillors. I'll point out a few highlights. One was the 5th of October, where Mayor Bai attended a meeting in Brisbane regarding Air 5428, Phase 3. Mayor Bai, Councillor Tatterson and the CEO attended the Big Blokes Barbecue on the 7th of October, and I believe that was a real success. On the 13th of October was the MAV Annual Conference and Dinner. Councillor Rossetti attended that. On the 18th of October, there was a informal barbecue lunch to acknowledge 100 years of RSL presence in Maffra. Mayor Bai, Councillor Tatterson, Councillor Crosley and Councillor Ripper also attended, and the CEO as well. The Mayor was a part of the Melbourne Cup tour on the 19th of October. The Sea Spray Surf Lifesaving Club, Councillor Bai attended that. And the 22nd of October, Maffra Show Afternoon Tea, the Dome opening, Councillor Ripper and Councillor Tatterson attended. And one of the ones that I really enjoyed was on the 27th of October, we had a community council conversation at Bryagalong, Valencia Creek and Boysdale. Mayor Bai, Councillor Marr, Councillor Ripper and myself and Councillor Tatterson attended. That was a great day. And on the 28th of October, lastly for the Mayor, the Fulham Correctional Centre 25th Anniversary Dinner.
Thank you, Councillor Wood. Item 11, Delegates Report. Do we have any? Councillor Tatterson.
Last Thursday, the SEATS, South East Australian Transport Strategy Committee, held its quarterly meeting. The meeting was really productive. That confirmed that Greg Pullen has been appointed as the Executive Officer for SEATS, so that'll see that body really move forward. A couple of really important matters that were also discussed were the upcoming state election and priority projects across the Gippsland municipalities for the upcoming state election, and confirmed support for a duplication of the Mitchell River Bridge and improvements to the roundabout that goes to either Lake Centre and Solbreathen, so a number of improvements there in East Gippsland. The Sale alternate truck route as being a priority project within Gippsland. Some progress on the planning for a Terrelgan bypass, because for anyone that travels up and down the highway now, the Terrelgan, getting another set of traffic lights near the golf course and the railway crossing in Terrelgan, which just adds to the time it takes for transport and produce to get from either down into Gippsland to service our families or from our farmers back into the town. And the other key project that we've identified is the introduction of the lower speed limits on the highway west of Warragul or Druin, which also reduce the amount of productivity. So they're the key projects that seats are advocating for the upcoming state election. So a really important role in supporting some of our Gippsland councils with major transport initiatives.
Thanks for your update, Councillor Tatterson. Item 12.1, the Chief Executive Office Report, October 2022. Councillor Rossetti.
I'd like us going back to standing. I move that the Chief Executive Officer's report be received.
And can I have someone to second that? Councillor Marr. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Rossetti, happy with that? Item 13.1, Assembly of Councillors. Can I have someone to move that, please? Councillor Marr.
I move that Council note and receive the attached Assembly of Councillor records for the period 24th of October to the 6th of November 2022.
And can I have someone to second that, please? Councillor Wood. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Marr, happy with that? Item 13.2, Remuneration Committee Minutes. Can I have someone to move that, please? Councillor Stevens.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'll move that Council note and receive the minutes from the Remuneration Committee meeting held on the 2nd of November 2022 as attached, and endorse the actions from the Remuneration Committee meeting held on the 2nd of November 2022 as detailed in the attached minutes.
And can I have someone to second that? Councillor Ripper. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Stevens.
Yeah, well, thank you, Mayor. Because the Remuneration Committee is one of the standard committees that the Council is required to form under the Local Government Act, and basically considers the expenditure on council allowances, other travelling and other costs. And I'm pleased to say that as per pretty much the norm, all the expenditure is in line with the budget for the year. So that's pretty much it, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Stevens. Item 13.3, 2021 to 2025 Council Plan Progress. Someone to move that. Councillor Marr.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council receive the attached update on progress of the 2021 to 25 Council Plan for the 2021-22 financial period.
And seconded by Councillor Rossetti. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Marr.
Thanks, Mayor. Upon election, Council must develop or review their council plan, which includes deliberative community engagement as prescribed by the Local Government Act of 2020. As a councillor, this is a document that is critical to our 4 years at Council. 2021-22, the financial year, sees the first of our council plan, which will be ongoing to 2025. Alongside the council plan, there also sits the Healthy Wellington framework, and as a result, the summary incorporates reporting considerations that are linked to the health plan as well for the major initiatives and initiatives that are outlined in the summary. It's a comprehensive summary that covers all themes of the council plan: environment and climate change, economy and sustainable growth, livability and wellbeing, services and infrastructure. And across these areas, council identifies throughout the report that they are either the provider, funder, facilitator or advocate, or a mix of any of those. Council as a whole is working towards finalisation of this council plan to 2025 for our community, and it's a great plan. We are very happy to endorse this and continue working on it. And I just want to say thank you to all of the individuals. There are a lot of officers and teams out there working hard on this to bring it to fruition. And I just want to say thank you because your work is noted. Thanks.
Well said, Councillor Marr. Item 13.4, in principle approval of draft 2021/22 financial report and performance statement. Can I have someone to move that, please?
Yes,
Councillor
thank you,
Stevens.
Mayor. I'd like to move the Council approve in principle the amended draft 2021-22 financial report and performance statement as attached, subject to no material changes by the Victoria Auditor General's Office, VAGO, and authorise 2 councillors from the Auditors Committee to certify the documents in their final form.
And can I have someone to second that, please? Councillor Wood. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. It's a little bit unfortunate that after the Council's external auditor, the representative of VAGO, the Audit and Risk Committee and the Council all approved the financial statement for 2021-22, that we took the documents to VAGO, and in their wisdom, the Auditor General's Office decided that they wanted to seek last-minute changes to our financial statements. One in the form of the changes to the landfill airspace, which is all very technical and we've had these issues before, and secondly in the valuation of our footpaths. So that, yes, it was a bit unfortunate that these matters weren't brought to Council's attention months ago, when they would have been able to be incorporated easily into the final statements without us having to come back and basically amend a final document. It has very little impact on our actual bottom line, but they're pretty much technical changes, and we have made them at the request of VAGO. And here we are. So hopefully we will get the rubber stamp from VAGO now and be able to proceed.
Great news. Thank you, Councillor Stevens. Item 14.1, monthly planning decisions, September 2022. Councillor Marr.
Thanks, Mayor. I move that Council note the report on recent planning permit trends and planning application determinations between the 1st of September and 30th of September 2022.
And someone to second that, Councillor Rossetti. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Marr.
Thank you, Mayor. There were 62 determinations for the month of September, with active files on the decrease for the planning team as our applications received for the end of September. However, estimated works are certainly higher than the regional average. Significant applications include the development of a plant nursery in Sale, development of land for a kinder building in Sale, and development of land for a motel in Maffra. There's also numerous dwellings, 2-lot subdivisions and sheds that certainly highlight the growth that our municipality is currently experiencing. It's another big thank you to the planning team, as we know that they're certainly under the pump, and we'll, if we can ask their boss, Brent, to pass on our thanks and well done to them all.
Thank you, Councillor Marr. Item 15.1, Sale Toongabbie Road reconstruction at Nambrok. Can I have someone to move that, please?
Thanks, Mayor.
Councillor Ripper.
Thank you. I'd like to move that Council adopt the recommendations contained in the attached confidential tender evaluation report of the Council meeting agenda for contract 2023-026 Sale Toongabbie Road, Nambrok and 2. The information contained in the confidential contract 2023-026 Sale Toongabbie Road, Nambrok, and designated confidential under section 3(1) Confidential Information of the Local Government Act 2020 by the General Manager, Build and Natural Environment on 2nd of November 2022. Because it relates to the following grounds: G, II, private commercial information, being information provided by business, commercial or financial undertaking that, if released, would unreasonably expose the business, commercial or financial undertaking to disadvantage. Be designated confidential information under section 3(1) Confidential Information of the Local Government Act 2020, except that once this recommendation has been adopted, the name of the successful tenderer can be made public.
And can I have someone to second that? Councillor Rossetti. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Ripper.
Sorry,
Councillor Ripper, before you do that, I must apologise. I haven't announced the successful tenderer. I nearly slipped there. The successful tenderer as Whelan's Group Investments. Congratulations. Sorry, Councillor Ripper, you may go now.
Thank you for picking that up, Mayor.
I would not dare say it. Just a little bit of background, the Toongabbie Road is beginning to fail in multiple locations and is beyond maintenance intervention. Works are planned over 3 financial years, with this year's project involving the reconstruction of the existing pavement and renewal of drainage. Infrastructure including table drains between Nambrok Road and Denison Road. Accordingly, a tender was advertised for these works and has been evaluated, and a contract has now been prepared for Council's consideration. So that road is being used on a very regular basis, and I'm sure that those road users at the end of 3 years will be happy travellers. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ripper. Item 15.2, Toongabbie Road Reconstruction Stage 2, Winnindoo. Can I have someone to move that, please? Councillor Ripper.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to move 1, Council adopt the recommendations contained in the attached confidential tender evaluation report of the Council meeting agenda for Contract 2023-027, Toongabbie Road, Winnindoo. And 2, the information contained in the confidential attachment Contract 2023-027, Toongabbie Road, Winnindoo, and designated confidential under Section 3.1, Confidential Information of the Local Government Act 2020, by the General Manager, Build and Natural Environment on the 2nd of November 2022. Because it relates to the following grounds, GII, private confidential information being information provided by a business, commercial or financial undertaking to disadvantage. Be designated confidential information under Section 3.1, Confidential Information, Local Government Act 2020, except that once this recommendation has been adopted, the name of the successful tender can be made public.
And seconded by Councillor Marr. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. And before I go back to you, Councillor Ripper, I'd like to announce the successful tender of MJ Kiernan Tilt Tray Services Pty Limited. Congratulations. Councillor Ripper.
Thank you, Mayor. So a little bit of background. The Toongabbie Road is beginning to once again fail in multiple locations. It is beyond maintenance intervention. The works under the contract involve the reconstruction and widening of the road between Traralgon, Maffra Road and Huggs Lane. Specifically, the road is to be widened between CH 00 kilometres and CH 4.2 kilometre and CH 6.05 kilometres to CH 9.3 kilometres approx, measured from Traralgon to Maffra Road. A successful application was made for the federal government funding under the Heavy Vehicle Safety and Productivity Program, and the works are planned to be completed over 2 financial years. Accordingly, the tender was advertised, which has now been evaluated and contract has now been prepared for Council's consideration. So once again, in the Toongabbie Road at Winnindoo, that is going to be looked after over a couple of years, updated and maintained. And once again, we will have some drivers who traverse that area, very happy travellers. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Ripper. Item 16.1, approval of the Wellington Disability Advisory Committee Terms of Reference. Councillor Rossetti.
Thanks, Mayor. I move that Council approve the terms of reference of the Wellington Disability Advisory Committee as attached.
And someone to second that? Oh, that was close. I think Councillor Stevens by a whisker seconded that. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Rossetti.
Thanks, Mayor, and thanks, Councillors, for supporting that motion. Council actually had a Disability Advisory Committee back until 2018 when NDIS came in and it was disbanded. But now we're going to have a new committee come in place, because the committee is really important for, while NDIS is obviously putting a lot of funding into a lot of the services that different people in our communities who carry different disabilities can use. The fact that we actually have an advisory committee helps in many ways. It helps us understand as a council what we should be doing or could be doing with the works that we undertake and the services we provide, but it also enables us to understand what we can advocate for our community. So having people who have a direct interest, or indeed who have their own challenges, come onto a committee with us has many advantages like that. So looking forward to the committee restarting up. It's the Wellington Disability Advisory Committee this time. It used to be the Wellington Access and Inclusion Advisory Group, but the terms of reference were obviously the starting point. and when the committees come up for adoption, I think at the next meeting, then we should, all going well, have our committee running.
Thank you, Councillor Rossetti. Item 16.2, Council Committees and Committees of Management highlights. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Tatterson.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council receive the report highlighting activities and achievements of various Council advisory committees and community facilities committees of management for the period July to October 2020.
And can I have someone to second that, please? Councillor Wood this time. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Tatterson.
Thank you, Mayor. As per the previous one, Wellington Disability Advisory Committee, previously WAG, they'll commence meeting in, the terms of reference have been confirmed, and they'll commence meeting in early 2023, so we certainly look forward to that group. Wellington Youth Services Network have met, so a few really key highlights. The Wedge Master Plan Advisory Committee, we're certainly looking forward to some major developments there, and Aqua Energy is out for tender at the moment, so that is a really exciting project for the broader community to have an upgrade of the key swimming pool facilities up at Sale there. As far as community asset committees, the Combined Halls Committee meeting was held at the Merlot Hall recently, which is a great day for all those hall representatives, and congratulations to Merlot on hosting it. And the Maffra Rec Reserve, Councillor Ripper and I attended the Maffra show and the opening of the dome at the Maffra show, which was a great occasion, and it was certainly fantastic to see our rural shows have again come back after a couple of years' absence. So congratulations to certainly the Maffra Rec Reserve and all the other reserves that continue to do their hard work around the Shire, and please pass our congratulations on to the staff as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tatterson. We have no gallery comments. Acting CEO, is there any online comments?
No, there is not.
There is none. We need to move into closed session. Councillor Rossetti.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that the meeting be closed to the public pursuant to Section 66(2) of the Local Government Act 2020 to consider matters under Section 66(5)(b) as defined by Section 3(1), being GII, private commercial information, being information provided by a business, commercial or financial undertaking that, if released, would unreasonably expose the business, commercial or financial undertaking to disadvantage.
And can I have someone to second that, please? Councillor Stevens. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried.